Okay, you guys, now we're going to talk about something called the Teacher's Toolbox. Now, the Teacher's Toolbox is 9 different sayings that once we teach the kids what each one of these means, it's an amazing tool for you to have. That's why we call it the Teacher's Toolbox, because when you say these short little sentences, little axioms over and over again to the kids, they'll start to hear it in their head, and it'll allow them to be able to coach themselves. And so we really want them to learn these 9 separate principles. So I'm going to go over each one of those with you right now and show you exactly what they mean, okay? Okay, this one is called swing your wrist. So most of the time the kids are going to try and go like that incorrectly. So that's wrong. You've got to bring your thumb down here, and then we swing our wrist like it's a swing set. So when we squeeze, we're going like this. Swing it out. See how my fingers are shaped like a little rainbow? Yeah, that allows us to do that. Swing your wrist. Okay, the next one is, we call it rainbow your fingers. See, their fingers need to be shaped like this. If they're like this, they have to squeeze like 2 or 3 times as hard. So after we swing our wrist, we make sure those fingers are shaped like a little rainbow. See the arch? Like that? Rainbow those fingers. Okay, then the next thing, it's kind of hard to see. It's impossible to see really, but once we swing our wrist out and fingers shaped like a rainbow, then we tell them squeeze till it hurts a little bit. Squeeze till it hurts a bit. Make sure their ukulele's not doing this also. Down like this, because this is a lot harder. So we have it like this, always facing forward, the ukulele. And we want to squeeze till it hurts a little bit, because if we don't squeeze hard enough, the notes are going to buzz like that. And so squeeze till it hurts, and it also makes their fingers get strong a lot faster. And it won't be long until they don't even notice how hard they're squeezing anymore. Okay, the next one we call go slow and learn fast. This is one of the biggest keys that you could ever find to learning to play a song quickly, okay? I mean, you could pay me $1 million and I couldn't show you anything that works better than this one right here, okay? So say if we were going to be getting on Ode to Joy, say that's all on one string, and we would go like this, just the very beginning phrase of the song, and you'll notice that I've got little parentheses around it in the sheet music that we've given you. So we'd go like this. We would just do that much. And then we do it again a bunch of times. You could even sing the notes, have them sing the numbers of the frets, the spaces. 4, 4, 5, 7, 7, 5, 4, 2. Now if that's too many notes in a row, then we might just go like this. 4, 4, 5, 7. Just get them used to that. 4, 4, 5, 7. And we go slow because your brain and your fingers need time to memorize the feeling. They're memorizing a feeling. This is not an academic thing like reading words. This is like getting used to a feeling. So that's why we're always telling the kids, pretend your hands are puppies, okay? So go slow and learn fast. The next one of the tools in the Teacher's Toolbox is this. Learn your way there. And so what that means is it's not enough just to know how to play a chord. You also know how to have to move your hand between the chords. A lot of lessons don't show this at all. So let's take an example here of learning the way there, going from the chord F to C7. Okay, F to C7. Here's F. Finger number 1 moves over to the 1st grade string. And then he jumps back to string 2. And back to string 1. He jumps back, and this guy comes and helps. And this guy comes back to string 1. Jumps back to string 2. Learn your way there. He hops. Here's one more example. Let's say if we're going from the chord C, and then we're going to go to chord G7. It's a little harder for beginners because it takes 3 fingers. So they got to learn their way there. So here's how we show them how to get there. We go, use this finger, 3. It's always important that they use the correct fingers. Don't let them fudge on that. Don't let them cheat. So watch this. When I go from C to G7, I say this, slide him down, and then add these other 2 fingers. Slide him back up. Slide him down, add the other 2 fingers. Let him go, slide back up. Slide back down. Let him go, slide back up and down like that. And have him do that for about 60 seconds. And it's amazing how their hand, once they know that trick, once they pick which finger to move first, it's going to be a lot easier for them. Okay. The next tool in the teacher's toolbox is, we call it zoom in. Zoom in is very similar to go slow and learn fast. But sometimes one phrase might be too much, and so we call zooming in where you get really close like this, okay? So for example, the song Happy Birthday to You, which every kid loves to learn that song. The very first part goes like this. Happy birthday. And the next part goes to you. Well, maybe they get confused going from one string to the next. So first, let's just have them start out. We'll zoom in real close. Happy birthday, just that part on the 3rd string, 3rd grade string. And we go, oh, oh, to, oh. Have them do that even. Happy birthday, happy birthday. One more. Happy birthday. And then we go up and add this. To you. To you, to you, to. Seems really slow, but it really pays off. And then we have them put it together. Happy birthday to you. Then they've broken it down into 2 movements instead of 6 or 8 or whatever. Happy birthday to you. And have them do that a bunch. Zoom in. Okay, the next tool in the teacher's toolbox, I call it this. Be like a baby, don't give up. And this one really has nothing to do with holding a ukulele or anything like that. It's about this. A lot of kids have in their mind and in their heart what I call it the quit switch. If anything's just a little bit hard, they reach over and flip that switch. And we don't want them to do that because that's going to cripple them later on in their life. And so I've learned some things through the years of talking with kids and trying to motivate them and get them to not give up and trying to do hard things. And so I said this one day in class. I said, kids, how many of you, when you were a baby, learned to walk and you fell down a few times? And they like to raise their hand. Yeah, I did. I go, how many times did you fall down? They go, I don't know, like 1,000. I go, exactly. And but you kept at it, didn't you? You kept on going. Even though you were a baby, you just kept getting, and all of you learned how to walk, huh? Yep. And then I said, and a bunch of you, at first when you tried to learn to use a spoon, you couldn't get it in your mouth. You'd hit your face or stick in your ear, up your nose, or in your eye. But you just kept trying, didn't you? And none of you gave up trying. You all learned how to use a spoon or a fork, didn't you? Yeah, I did. And then I say, and when you got a little bit older, you learned how to put on your own clothes. You learned how to put on your pants. You learned how to put on your shirt. You learned how to put on your PJs at night. All of you learned how to do that, huh? They go, yeah. And I said, I found out something about every single one of you. When you were a baby, none of you ever gave up at trying anything. You never, ever quit. And then one day in class, I said, okay, you guys, why don't babies give up? And there was this one kid in the front row. He's kind of a snotty kid, to tell you the truth. And he raised his hand. I go, okay, tell me why. Why don't babies ever give up? And he says, because they don't know how. And it was like, holy cow, that was like King Solomon just said it or something like that. Honestly, because babies don't know how to give up. It's a learned mental thing. It's a learned emotional thing. And so we want them to know that. So we challenge them to go, hey, are you as strong as a baby? Do you have as strong a will as a baby? Are you as brave as a baby? Yeah. Okay, well, then don't give up then. Because that baby's still inside of you. There's something inside of you that just wants to keep on trying no matter what. So we say it. Be like a baby. Don't give up. All right, now the next tool in the teacher's toolbox is this. My mouth is smarter than my hands. That's one thing we teach them to say over and over again. And this has to do when it's strumming, okay? So in strumming, say we're going to do a simple strum like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 2, and 3, and 4. So we tell them this. You have a built-in coach inside of you. See, if you say that rhythm outside with your mouth before you try to play it, and you say 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and they have to say it kind of loudly, because if they just mutter it 1, 2, and 3, they don't feel it. But if they say it loudly, they'll feel their muscles contracting, doing stuff like that. So we always say this. Okay, you guys, say it first before you try and play it, because your mouth is smarter than my hands. And I say, everybody say that. My mouth is smarter than my hands. And they all yell it. My mouth is smarter than my hands. Okay? We want these to be just ingrained in them. So we'd say it out loud. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 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 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And you get the idea. Now, you'll see there's 2 pages of strumming patterns, and the second page is all about strumming with a swing, okay? Now, a swing means when you say those ands, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 in, the ands are going to be a lot shorter. That's a way that I found to describe it where the kids understand it. So the ands, watch this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so then we make it, say it loudly, okay? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 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 my mouth is smarter than my hands. All right, next in the teacher's toolbox is this one. Be patient with your puppies, okay? Now, the reason we say that is most children love animals. They love puppies. They love kittens. And so, again, we're trying to say things that they understand, that they can relate to, and that it'll engage their imagination. So we say, if any of you got a new puppy and you brought the puppy home and you were so happy and the puppy's up and jumping up and down on you and licking your face, you're all so excited, right? Any of you have a puppy? Yeah, I've got a puppy. Ask them about that. What's the name? On the count of 3, everybody tell me your puppy's name. 1, 2, 3, blah, and they yell it out. Then you say, now, have you noticed this? When you're training a puppy, you have to do it over and over and over again. So if you were going to tell your puppy to sit, how many times would you have to work on that with that puppy, saying, sit? Would you do it 2 times? 3 times? No. How many times do you have to do it with a puppy? About 1,000. Sure seems like it. Yeah, so you're patient with that puppy, huh? If that puppy messes up, if they don't get it right, if they forget what it meant, do you yell at the puppy? Do you spank the puppy? Do you take the puppy back to the store? No way, man. You're just patient with your puppy. And if you're patient and you keep on doing the same thing over and over again, that puppy will get it, because puppies are pretty smart. They just need you to teach them how. So I tell the kids this. Look at your hands, and just pretend they're puppies. And I tell the kids, look at your hands and go, nice puppies, nice puppies. And then you're going to be patient with them, because your hands only learn as fast as they're going to learn. You can't make them speed up. It's almost like they have little brains inside your fingers and your wrist and your hand. And you just have to go over and over and over again. But if you're patient with your puppies, your puppies really will learn. And a mark, it's set, go.
Number 3, be patient with your puppies.